and we look like natural already.
This is the Other Half podcast. We're going to be discussing homecoming in a relationship versus out of a relationship. And this is my other half today.
Hi, I'm Destiny. I'm very excited to be here, and we're both going to be giving our opinions on homecoming and relationships and parties.
Ooh. I'm
What's your
Chase.
name?
I'm Chase, the host of this podcast, and this is my lovely girlfriend again, Destiny. So, what do you think about homecoming parties in general?
I think it's fun. I haven't been to a homecoming party yet, so I'm nervous if we go. But
we gonna have to go. We need this experience for our viewers.
But yeah, I don't think it's anything like that. I think it gets crazy though.
I think it's crazy. What part do you think is crazy? Like what is the stereotypical like homecoming party like look like to you?
I think of like it being college, drinking, drugs,
yeah.
like getting crazy, especially being on this campus. I feel like it's I feel like I feel like it's like a big school. So it
big commuter school.
It gets
People better pull up for homecoming, y'all.
It gets crazy. What do you think? How you feel?
I definitely agree. Like the drugs thing, even if it's like soft drugs like weed or whatever, like definitely drinking as well. I feel like it gets hectic. But I think it's definitely like worse in like different areas. Bless it. And like with that, I think it carries over everywhere. Like in general, I think parties are I'm not that much of a party person.
That's okay.
More of a video game, hang out with my girlfriend.
Same.
Silly stuff like that. But yeah.
How do you feel? How do you feel about being in a relationship, going to a party?
I feel like in a relationship, like within a party. Oh, we didn't touch down on any of these yet. So
yeah, we didn't talk about it yet. We were like, we're gonna wait until the day. I'm ready.
I feel like being in a relationship, like in a party, it's always like you always have like that other end of you that you like have to like nurture and like look after, and it's like not you, but like saying like thinking about a party or whatever. You always have to like be careful and like communicate. Because I feel like parties can be scary. Like I said, with
especially.
I don't know why you think Montclair is so crazy.
I'm not throwing shade at Montclair. I'm saying
public schools.
That yes.
Public schools.
I don't go to a public school. I go to a private university.
A private university.
So, this is my stop. This is my first time visiting Montclair, and it's very different from where I'm from. It's like a lot of people. My school only has like 1,000 students, so it's very different. But I'm not throwing shade.
First of all, y'all got parties every Thursday. Okay. Y'all some party people.
Okay, yeah. Okay, but they don't be doing drugs. I think.
You're right.
They just drink.
I feel like that definitely plays a part. Like parties, like how many people is on campus, where the campus is at, as well, because like more stuff can like flow in. But I'm sorry, back to relationships. How do you feel about it?
I think being in a relationship at a party, I feel like it's fun when you guys go together. But I feel like if it wasn't that, they like were to go like separately, that I think it's just a thing of like safety. But I do feel like a lot of couples don't trust each other.
Oh, that's it. Like a lot of couples I feel like don't trust each other like with that, and that it makes it difficult.
Right.
And I think that's the main like key into terms of like going to like actually trusting each other. Even like regular stuff. I feel like you have to have that foundation of trust to like really go to a party and not have like your significant other with you.
Yeah.
Of course, it's like a safety aspect, or it might depend on like how many parties you go to. Ooh, and
let's talk about that.
Let's talk about that. Okay, so
how many parties is too many parties?
How many parties in a week, like in a month?
A month.
A month? I'm not gonna lie, I'll probably say like 4.
4?
Like 3.
Ooh.
Like 4 parties.
Okay.
Like, and like 4 parties where I'm not like, not there.
Okay.
I don't know. I trust you.
I trust you.
Obviously.
I trust you.
But like, come on. Like, how many times are you like exposing yourself to like something and then like, you know, and vice versa, like, you know.
How many parties would you go to in a month?
In a month, probably like 2.
By
like
yourself?
that, yeah. I feel like I wouldn't really want to go to a party like by myself. I mean, I'd go with friends.
Yeah, how's that?
Maybe
you go with friends.
They would have to be like the right friends. Like if I'm going like to a party and I know like this friend like drinks like normally or like smokes normally, I wouldn't want to really go with them because you know I would feel like peer pressure into that.
Yeah, and who's the designated driver?
Definitely. I think like you need like a neutrality when going to parties, and like if you always have that friend that drinks too much, it's like
babysitter now.
Yeah, or you're in it like as well.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
How many parties is too much for you?
Okay.
Let me say something. Her campus has a party every single week on Thursdays. Every single week on Thursdays.
Okay.
We're a party school.
With that, right? The reason my campus like has a party every Thursday is to do the opposite. Is to keep us like safer, because you know, like they said it used to be like, you know, SEU throwing parties, and then it's a Catholic school, so they'll be drunk by the nuns, and you know, it was bad. Like, but they said Catholic school, but since the school,
What? Can you say that again for the viewers? Can you say that so they can hear?
Public school. But I think because they host it, because it'll be like different clubs hosting, and then it'll be like different themes every party. So it's like, I feel like it can get a little crazy, but since it is every week, like it's not always like big, but they do, you know, try.
I understand that. It's like the safety of the school. You know, like, it's not like a frat house that's all off campus and like all this shit can happen.
How do you feel
you guys
about
have security guards as well.
we do, yeah. How do you feel about that, like frats and stuff? Like parties.
I'm staying away from that.
Really?
I've never been like a brotherhood or like group person anyway, but I feel like they have so many negative connotations on it. So I mean, like obviously there's good friends and stuff, but
Okay.
How about you, man?
I read a lot, so in like in a lot of like the stories or whatever, they would always like mention like frats or sororities, and I don't know. I feel like I always like romanticize it, but I do agree that there is like a lot of like different connotations to it. But I think in like that aspect, like college life, I think it's fun.
I can agree with that. It can definitely be fun having that community to like do stuff.
Yeah.
Like with all the time. How do you feel about like frequency?
Frequency? Like going all the time?
Yeah.
In a relationship or just in general?
Ooh, how about both?
Okay, I feel like just in general, I know people that go to, or I've known people that goes to parties like all the time. That's like all they do is party, party, party. And I don't think it's the healthiest thing to do, but at the same time, I don't judge. Because I feel like, but I've seen like a lot of people go to parties so they can drink, smoke, do whatever to fill the void and of the college stresses that, you know, is going on and everything. But I don't think you should go to a party like every single time. Like, I don't know. After a while, it's like,
it gets old, right?
yeah. And I feel like what I've seen, because my school does have a party every week, it gets old. Like you said, it gets like boring. It's like the same thing over and over. Like I feel like for me, like if I go to a party, like it's not like a daily or like a weekly thing. Like say if it's like a Christmas party, Halloween party, homecoming party, you know, for like maybe big events or something. But I feel like it wouldn't be like a hobby. But in a relationship, yeah.
I'm sorry. Do you think stress plays a part in how many people party? Or how often people party?
I think so. To me, it seems like they're like ignoring the elephant in the room. Like there is like, it could be stress, or it could just be they just want to party. It really depends on the person. But yeah, I think
it could be. I feel like it could be a de-stressor as well. At like anything, you know, you just got to use it correctly. But like you said, the partying every week is, I think, it's exhaustive. You know.
I agree. Yeah.
Have you ever been in a situation where you've been like peer pressured?
Okay. I was not expecting that question. Have I been in like a party setting or just in
like a party setting?
Yes. I think I have. I think, okay, I won't disclose any information or anything about it. But I think there have been times where like people are like persistent or like, oh, you should have fun, or I feel like they say things like that, like you're missing out, you know, like FOMO, fear of missing out. I feel like it's a lot of that, and when you are like peer pressured, then you think about like, oh, what am I really missing? And this actually happened 2 days ago. I was thinking about going to my campus party, and my friends were like, oh yeah, like you should come. Like we're only gonna be there for like an hour, and that's what we always say. But
that's the try.
that's the try. So I didn't go. Like I ended up like I wanted to chill. Like my goal for that day was just to relax, because Thursdays are like my light scheduled days, and I wanted to relax. But I was like, I could relax and go to the party, but I didn't. I didn't fall into the peer pressure. So, how about you?
I don't think I've been like in a situation where I was like peer pressured. Like at a party, but I was like asked to like smoke, and it wasn't peer pressure. Like,
yeah.
I mean, he even like said that he wasn't like trying to like peer pressure, but I haven't been in a situation. Do you think it's different for like peer pressure is like different? Like when people like perceive you like differently, like if I'm like a guy or like if you're a lady, or if like we're in a relationship, do you think that changes the way people like want to pursue that pressure?
Do you think, like you're saying it, like if I was asking you, like, do you want to go to a party, and I was just like some friend of yours, do you think, like if I was just a girl, that would change, like the way I ask you? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, or like say people know you're in a relationship, so you might not be as active in like that situations. So do you think people try to like pull you out of that?
I don't think so. I think one thing people know about me, like they know I'm in love with this guy. But um
Wikipedia.
I think, oh yeah, sorry. I think they don't like try and drag like me out of that.
Mhm.
I think a lot of the times it seems like people like respect it, or like I feel like it's the opposite.
People respect that. That's good.
People
That's
respect
good.
it, or they don't invite you because you're in a relationship. Like it's like that.
Okay.
It's like
Dang,
an
I
outsider.
didn't think of that.
Yeah, it's like an outsider thing. Like I feel like a lot of things when it comes to parties is like meeting people, and it could be meeting people in that way, and like
Oh,
finding,
what's the way?
trying to find somebody, hook up with, stuff like
Like
that.
a culture.
Yeah, so obviously when you're in like a committed relationship, you're not taking part in that, and people know. I feel like it depends on the person. Like if depending on how you are, like in your relationships, I feel like sets you up for how people will like
Pursue that.
like ask you. What do you think?
I was actually thinking like the opposite, that people were trying to like use that. Maybe I'm like a cynic or whatever, but I feel like some people could like use that, the fact that you're in a relationship. Oh, to see how far he goes or she goes,
Yeah.
And maybe I'm a cynic again, and that's how I like think about like society. But I feel like people like will like take advantage of that. So it's nice hearing that you are in those situations and that people respect it.
I think I've seen that. Like I've seen like if someone like is having relationship problems and they're going to their friends and wondering like if they should go to the party, and their friends are like, well, you should go, like F him, even though like they're in a relationship, it's just like a problem or something. I feel like that's what I've seen. Like when that comes in and you get pressure, it's not good.
That's a great example.
Yeah.
How do you think? So back to like hookup culture. So you think that's the most prominent thing about parties when you're single?
Yeah.
The biggest part.
Hookup culture of drinking.
Where did you like hear it at?
I feel like in movies, like I feel like movies and like things we watch or hear growing up is what shapes how we think of things. So, like parties, it could be that you're going out and, like you said, like hooking up and stuff like that. I don't know. I feel like that's what I've seen. Like a lot of people like just trying to meet people.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I feel like people, like generally, I guess it's like meeting people, that's like the premise, but they usually go first to like drinking,
Yeah, and then it's easier to meet people.
And then there's this like guy there or like a girl there. And I think through that drinking, they put hookup culture like above, like the actual like thing, like wanting to meet people. Do you think? So you said the media, right? Like portrays hookup culture.
Yeah.
So do you think that's where that comes from? Mostly, or is it just like this part of our lives we're in college and like actively trying to meet people?
It could be both. Even like social media and like things you hear, but also like how things are like in society. I think definitely it plays a part in how we act today.
How much strength do you think media has?
Oh, I could talk about this for hours. I deleted social media, except for YouTube, but I don't think YouTube like really counts as social media. But Yeah. It depends what you watch. Video games. Anyways.
Okay. Those shots.
I think that plays like a big part in how we act in our day-to-day lives. Like TikTok is the worst but most fun social media that we have. 15-minute videos of just scrolling and seeing things. It messes with your subconscious like mind, and I feel like we don't realize it, but we kind of do like copy social media, and we all copy each other. And I feel like that goes into the peer pressure too. Like all this stuff is happening, and your friends are doing it. People on your phone, social media are doing it. I'm gonna do it too, and then it's like
trends are real. Trends are powerful.
Yeah. I feel like hookup culture is like a big like trend right now, and it has been like for a long time. Like talking, like the talking stage, and then just being there. Like it's like I feel like that's
a good thing right now.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, why did you make that
kind
face?
of like disagree with that.
Oh, the other half.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I feel like we're at a place like socially and within the media where we're so like liberated, like sexually, and just like as we are identity wise. So I feel like hookup culture is an after effect of that liberty that we feel like as a society. So like I don't think it's necessarily like it's a trend, obviously, because we went through so many years when all of that was inhibited, whether it's in your identity or in like just for like ladies in general, they couldn't, be their fullest selves or their like sexual selves. And I think we're seeing a backlash of that. I think our generation like does that a lot, and I think. Oh dang! I don't want to test into too many topics, but I was gonna say that's especially true for a lot of things are going on within the LGBTQ community with that and like hookup culture and dot. And like think about like living centuries in sexual or identity inhibition, and then having this freedom now. Like it's like you're fighting back against the system, and you finally won, and you obviously you're gonna you'll get
go out and I agree. I think that that perspective like it makes a lot of sense. It's a good example too for that. Okay.
Yeah, so I feel like we demonize hookup culture, but we also play so much into it in this generation, and I feel like within like the perspective of parties, like it's definitely dangerous, and it comes with so many like strings attached. And I think within parties we should definitely be more careful about that as a people. That's just my opinion though.
No, I agree. Yeah. Like we were saying earlier, like being in a relationship too. I personally, I feel more safe when I'm with my partner, and like I feel like especially in a big setting like that where it's like a lot of people drunk and intoxicated at that. Like I feel like it is better to go with like someone, whether it's like your boyfriend, girlfriend, or your friend. But in that, it is like a trust that should be there.
Definitely.
Like, I feel like that's a big thing. Like, you have to have like that sense of trust with whoever you're with. I have that.
I definitely relate to that. Even like being like a guy in like society is still like some like scary thing. To go like by yourself and not really have like a partner, whether that's a friend or to go with, and it makes it scary.
Right.
So with trust, how do you feel? Say you're out partying, right? Having the time of your life,
Okay.
and your partner like consistently like texts you, or calls you, or anything. How would you handle that? What do you think that's a trust thing or a safety thing?
I feel like it depends. I feel like different relationships build on like different grounds. So, yeah. So I was like, as the person receiving the text messages, I feel like you would know what part like that's coming from, whether it's like an emergency thing or just the other person not trusting you. And I feel like that's where we get into insecurity and the like trust part. If the other person is like texting you, what are they saying? Like, is it like, where are you? What are you doing right now? Stuff like that. I feel like one, you guys should communicate that you're at the party, and
let them know, lay down.
That I can't talk right now, or we'll text later. It doesn't even have to be like anything bad or negative. But with the other part, it's how you say it too. What are you safe? Who are you with? How are you guys getting home? I feel like the person texting, it's their approach too, and also the person receiving the text could be like drunk or something, and then they take it a different way too, and then that could also cause an argument to be like, you're insecure or whatever. People argue about when it comes to parties. How about you?
So like, you think the approach bridges that, or not bridges, the closes that gap?
I think
like
so. I think it definitely has to be like a conversation about it.
How do you feel like on the other side of that?
If I was the one
person texting or calling? Do you feel like you have to be like timid and like be careful about what you say so you don't come off like insecure? I feel like that happens in like a lot of situations. Like, it's a thin line, or like,
it could be taken the wrong way. Either way, I think if I was the person texting, I think personally it would come from like my heart, like where are you, or what's going on. But
now if you got that location.
At that point, true, it's the location. I feel like if it's been like too long or a few hours, then you can like start calling where are you? Because you could get worried, and it could be like a safety thing. I think if it was like up to that point where it was just like I haven't heard from you like at all, then I would like get worried and like what's going on.
Definitely. I think there's an anxiety on that side. The person who is at home like texting or or calling, I think that like worry, like it could like you said, be there for so long, and then it's like, where are you? But that anxiety, some would say it comes from like insecurity as well, and like trust. And I think there's multiple like kinds of like trust with that. And whenever like you're at a party or your partner's at a party, I trust in you to, obviously, act like you're in a relationship. And then also, I trust you to be safe as well, and to be safe around the people who are your friends, and safe, like, just within yourself as well. Because it's a scary environment.
It is. It's be scary. Both people.
Definitely.
I feel
I was gonna say, so how do you go about trusting that the other person is safe? Because that side, like you said, with your situation and your whoever was drinking, right? You had to like babysit or whatever, and then you had to like feel like they had to be like
Yeah.
babysit or like watch or whatever. So how do you like feel about that?
Would the person being babysat be the significant other?
Oh, because it's a different aspect because
It
you're not there.
is.
So it's, you really
Yeah.
have to trust that that person is safe.
I feel like, yeah, I feel like it definitely needs to be a conversation because if you're like, sorry, or the person in a relationship is like getting blocked out every time, then it's like, you know, what's going on? Are you okay? Why is this happening? And if that every time, like, I can't get a hold of you, or we can't even like talk about it, I feel like what?
Yeah.
What's going on?
And at
Especially
that
if you're not
point,
there.
I'm like, girl, you're not gonna snow my butt. I'm sorry.
Like, I don't know. I feel like there's so many things around it. Like, there's definitely a lot of problems in that, like what they're doing. Sorry. Yeah, it is scary. Like on the other end, if like you're the one like texting them and like they're nowhere to be found, I feel like that definitely like the anxiety and like the two different types of trust thing that you were saying. Like it could be trust with like they're acting like they're in a relationship, or trust that they're being safe. Like I feel like we're grown. Like you should know how to handle yourself or your what you drink, who you're around. You should know. Sometimes you don't know, obviously, if you can trust who you're around, but
it's a blurred line with alcohol and
yeah,
other drugs as well.
can't see. And the safety, I guess, being with like your partner too. Like if I was there while they're like blacked out, like
It bridges that.
I feel like, you know, obviously you're there, you can be with them like while like that's happening, but I don't know.
It's a vulnerability.
It's a lot. I feel like that's heavy.
So now, say you can't trust your partner and they're blacking out, you know, leaving drinks around, and just in like messy situations in general.
What?
So at that point, do you think it's okay to have the best friend's numbers or the friend's numbers, or you know,
I think definitely, especially like in like a party setting like that, if they can't be trusted to like hold themselves or their liquor or whatever, someone has to help them out, and if it happens to be their best friend, then I think that the partner should have that connection with them.
What about non-parties?
Well, you go. In general,
you just go to a party, like say, it's like 3 weeks from now, you go to a party, and then,
yeah. I think it depends. It depends. Okay. Oh my god. For me, okay, I understand it. I feel like the way oh my god, I feel like the way I am like in my life right now, I've been having a hard time like trusting people around me, and not you, but like if it's like a friend or whatever, like I feel like for them to like
a lot of new people.
Yeah, especially like being a freshman. I feel like it'd be important for me to have that trust with them before I would connect them to someone important to me. Like if people meeting my mom, like you gotta be really important to meet my mom.
Real.
So for you to have like a connection to my boyfriend, even if it's like just for me, I feel like I have to like trust you. Like, I don't know. Like, I could bring you whatever, or people I know, and stuff like that. But I think there are people with ill intentions, and I need to keep my eye out.
Keep your eye out.
But if it is for safety, I understand. Like, in that situation.
Remember the gym thing?
The gym, okay.
Yo, oh my
Guys.
gosh. Oh my gosh. I thought someone robbed her, stole her phone.
Oh my god.
I'm over here texting her. I followed her friend on Instagram. And I ended up texting her because she told me she was going to the gym with her.
Yeah.
I'm doing private and guest investigator work.
Long story short, I went to the gym with my friend, and he knows, like, I usually go with her. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go with her, and then no one's really in the gym. It's just me and her. She goes on her machine, I go on mine. So I'm on the treadmill, and
so,
huh?
did it like cut out?
The call?
Mm-hmm.
It could have. No, I think I butted. Or we
you butt?
Yeah,
Oh, me.
I called you. No. Okay, I called you, and then I stopped calling you. You didn't answer, and then you called me back. Did I butt dial you? I don't remember, but you called me back like 2 or 3 times, and I didn't answer. And you texted me too, but I didn't see that you texted me because I was like, oh, okay. He's like,
you getting your workout there, girl.
yeah, he's chilling. So, but I called him because I was bored at the treadmill, and I was like, oh, we can still talk. I mean, no one's really here. And then I think it was after the gym, and then my friend like mentioned the fact that he followed her, but she has a private account.
Yeah.
So you have to follow in order to.
Now I'm looking crazy.
You have to follow in order to text the person. And we used to be in the gym for like 45 minutes to an hour. Like and then we get food and go on a walk or whatever.
You're having a lovely day.
And I'm over here like, I didn't answer.
A kiki for her.
And she was like, he followed me, and then turns out the next day I'm with her again, and she was like, oh, and she showed me the text message, and she was like, did you guys ever like handle this? And it was Chase asking if we're okay, and that like I called him like twice, but I feel like, yeah, like at times like that, like, see, that's cute.
Your
that's
PI
cute.
work.
And yeah, I think that like that time it was like I didn't really know what to say, but also I know my boyfriend, so it wasn't like, I know it wasn't anything like ill. It was just like, okay. What do you think about that though?
I think that's definitely like reasonable. I mean, I did it.
No, but if like the other way around.
Oh,
like if I had your friends.
Whoa, this is not where I was thinking.
The other half.
The other half.
Count how many times I said the other half.
Yeah, count as please. Or I'll count. I think it is okay, especially when I'm like in a lot of environments where it's like not particularly like safe. Like if I'm going to like New York with people, or I'm going to a party, or I'm going like traveling or whatever.
Yeah.
I think whenever you're in an environment where you're not like comfortable or like fully like safe, I think like that's important. I think I might have did that maybe before. Like I think I asked Anaja to like connect. I don't know. I'm trying to like put it together, but I think yeah, definitely. Like when I remember when me, Caleb, Jave, Sunny, Jaden,
Mm-hmm.
like went out for the like very very first time. Everybody was like exchanging numbers because like we're like all going out and
Yeah.
you know.
Okay. Yeah, that's good.
And I think we did that once we went out as well. We like started a group chat.
Oh.
Like after that time, like when we saw that,
Mm-hmm.
we like started a group chat. So
Yeah.
I think that's like equally important.
Even if your partner isn't there, like if say if you guys all went to the party and I was at home.
I think so, yeah, as well. I think.
I'm trying to get you to cry.
Okay, I think it's important, like generally, right? But I feel like I would be like very very careful, like.
See, yeah. You get it. You understand.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like I would be like so careful. There would like be like no need, but at the same time, it's just security for me. Like if I like don't feel like secure, like in that environment, I definitely like would. But otherwise, like if I'm like driving somewhere, I'll like say I'm with this person. I'll like show you Instagram, you know, stuff like that.
If I feel like even like a name helps. You
Yeah.
can just go through your Instagram and search.
Like yeah, that's a safety thing for sure. So let's backtrack.
Okay.
Would you be as safe if like you weren't in a relationship, or would you be more safe like a college party? You know, like how people like they go to parties and they're less not you're less careful, more like free, like more like wild and whatnot.
I feel like a lot of people say like they don't go to relationships or they don't go to parties if they're in a relationship. And I guess because I feel like people think they can have more fun when they're single and going to a party. And I feel like it's this thing around like like being in a relationship. It's like, oh, you can't go to parties because you can't hook up, and or you can't. You like, I feel like people think you can't have fun, but I feel like you still can, even in a relationship. So, like, what am I really missing out on if I go or if I don't go? Like, what? I never understood that. Like, what's the point of going to a relationship? Oh my God, I keep saying that. What's the point of going to a party if you're in a relationship? Why are you going if you're not? Like, what? Like, I don't understand. Like, what are you going for if that? What are you doing that I can't do? So it must be something around that whole
like hookup
that people really like look for or like that stands out. So I feel like me in that situation, I would definitely be safer. Because if it's just me and my friends, I mean, I'd be safe either way, but if it's like me and my friends.
Safer than you would be in a relationship?
Safer how? Like safer with drinking or being around people?
Oh, in general. Drinking, being around people.
I feel like it's like the same.
It's like the same.
I think it just won't be someone waiting for you, like back home. Like if you're by yourself, like if it depends. Like if you're around like a bunch of people and you're like meeting people, definitely like being more safe. There's more like I don't know. I feel like you're more vulnerable, maybe. Especially if it's just me around like a bunch of my friends or whatever, and they're in the same situation as me.
What about the afterthought? I'm at a party. Oh, Destiny. Oh, she would not like this, but I left my drink here. I know I shouldn't do that because that goes back to the trust thing. I'm trusting you to be safe, and you're trusting me to be safe like that.
Not, especially being around people too.
It's fine. I think it would like definitely like reinforce my sense of like safety.
Yeah.
It puts me on like on point because I feel more vulnerable like being in a relationship than I would have like not
Yeah.
like as being like single.
Yeah. It's definitely like a lot of perspectives. I feel like it really depends. You're gonna be safe either way.
Definitely.
But I feel like even like talking about it, it brings like that thing, around it.
Is it better to invite your worried friend, not your worried friend, your worried partner to the party?
Why are they worried?
I don't know. Maybe they're just worried. Or to just like go, like try to reassure them, and just go by yourself.
Is it
don't think of me. Just think like in general.
if they're worried, why are they worried? I feel like
the anxiety behind it, the safety, the the other half. But
I feel like it depends on them. Like if there's someone who doesn't like parties, I don't know if it's best to bring them because one, if they say no and they don't want to go and you still want to go, then it's like I feel bad that I'm not going because you don't want to, or I don't know, maybe they can make you feel bad for going because they're worried, and it's like this whole thing. Like I feel like the person that's worried, maybe they wouldn't want the other person to feel that way. It really depends on the situation, like what they're worried about. I feel like a conversation, I keep saying this, but like a conversation could like fix like everything. Because
such relationship
yeah. Like what why are you worried? What's the next step? Like how do you want to fix this? Because I still want to go out with my friends.
Have you been in a situation where that has happened? Whether it's this in general, like with a friend in general, or just
like that's like worried, or
like has a friend told you about a situation like that?
I think so. I think it's common. I think a lot of people have are like worried, or I don't want to say insecure, but it's like unstable when it comes to parties. I feel like the topic of parties and relationship is always like rocky because there's so many different sides to it and different reasons why someone could feel like upset or like about it. How would you react, or would you bring them?
I think for me, it would like really have to be a conversation. I know that I'd be like I'd be very like spearheaded and like not blunt in like my words, but like in my actions. So like I feel like it would be, I would just be like, why? And then like just walk away, which is like awful. But I think
walk away. Why are you walking away?
I'm okay. It's
Wait. What?
Not really, but that's how I would want to handle it. But
would you go? Would you still go?
I think I wouldn't. I feel like me as a person, I would be like sensitive, so I just
like on your conscience because they're worried.
That worry, it adds pressure.
Understand? It adds pressure to the other person.
That's like a lot of pressure to the other person in terms of like if they're gonna go,
right?
If they like drink or don't.
It's a lot. I feel both sides of that.
So we're reaching the middle ground on this.
I think so. I think it depends. It depends on who you guys are, what you guys do. Because maybe you don't drink at parties, or you just dance, or something like that. It definitely depends on the person and on the trust you guys build.
for my friend, they had like a partner, and
Mm-hmm.
at the school there was like 4 parties like in a row, and they
Let's move it up.
they really, yeah, we gotta put that out. Sorry, cut that out. They're really worried and almost even like angry, you know. And I could understand it, but I also could see the other side. And I think, like you said, it goes back to the foundation that you built.
Yeah.
But 4 parties in a row is also crazy.
I get that. I get it.
Back to the frequency like part.
Mm-hmm.
So then like parties, what do you think about like alcohol?
In
And
general.
yeah, and the relationship or something. How much is too much?
Mm-hmm. How much is too much? I feel
Would
like.
you limit your partner
Limit my partner.
in terms of
I don't think so. I feel like we both we would know. Like I feel like when it comes to like me and Chase, I feel like if we're both in that situation, we're both looking out for each other. So we're both sober enough to the point where like we remember or like
Definitely.
I know where Chase went or we're probably going everywhere together anyway. But
Low key.
yeah.
You
Stop.
married.
Horrified.
Look at you.
Anyways, I feel like definitely like not blackout. Like I feel like I wouldn't want to be in that situation anyway, where I can't remember. Like I don't like that.
Yeah.
Not vulnerability, but I guess like I don't like that. I'm not in control. Like I like being in control of like my day, and I feel like I would want to remember, and I would want them to too. But if they don't, like if they go too far, at least I was there, you know, and I like was there with them. But it's still
If you're
like,
not there,
same. They trust. They gotta.
it is a trust thing, and I agree like between us. I think if I were like ever in a situation like otherwise, if it like was crazy, I'd be like, you doing too much.
Yeah.
And
it's good to you can call them out.
like, yeah, make people accountable. Or like, you know, it's not like, you know, responsibility.
And even like where they got it from. Like if you're not there too, I guess that's another point from like earlier. Like where you're getting the drinks from. I think that matters. Or even if it's not a drink, like it's just weed or whatever. Like I feel like I'm definitely like protective of that part. Protective. Like I don't know, it could be especially in a big school like this, it could be like anything. A lot of people have ill intentions. Yeah.
Is the hype around the parties worth it?
No.
No.
And I say no because like I was saying earlier, I feel like it gets, if you keep going and going to parties, you'll see a pattern. For me, a bunch of people in groups standing around.
Secondhand smoke blowing your
it's so loud.
Your eyelids back. Oh my. Can we talk about that time?
Yeah.
Can we talk about it?
So I brought Chase to my campus a few weeks back.
Her weekly parties.
And we went to one of the parties. It's called Thirsty Thursdays. I feel like it's called that everywhere. My mom said that, and like in school it was called Thirsty Thursdays. But
college kids.
Yeah. How was your experience at my school at the party?
Okay, it was fun, but it was also like it was a theme, you know, and it was repetitive, and I think the environment was okay. It was expected. shit, I guess. I thought it'd be worse.
It was
I
expensive.
thought it would be like a lot worse.
Really?
I think people would be rowdy as hell. Rowdy as
Well, they
shit.
were. We just missed it.
Oh, we missed it? Oh, okay.
When they went to the dorms, like the outsiders, they're like people who weren't students at the school were trying to get into the dorms, and then security was called.
They shot BB guns too.
Oh yeah, they
They were
stopped.
shooting
They finally
BB. They
stopped.
stopped. Oh
I think
god.
the RAs got them. They would shoot BB guns in the hallways. It was so
After
bad.
parties.
The first month
that's
of
a little
school.
ghetto. Yeah, we got a Catholic private school.
Yeah, I'm leaving. I think that first party that I had went to, it was like, it wasn't bad, like Jay said. And I guess it was a little bit expected. Like, I knew a lot. I expected like a lot of people to come, but at first it wasn't that many people because I guess we were early. But then when people did start coming, it was a lot of people, and that's like the image I had of like all these lights and all this dancing and stuff. But also, they play the same songs over and over, and it's the same kind of songs.
Oh shit! Like, can we get some like Teenage Dirtbag, like some like fun alternative songs?
Yeah.
Management.
I think
Electric Fell.
Yeah. They
Great song.
start playing. I think the themes like could help with that. Like I feel like they could like to get like more different types of music and stuff could make it more fun. But with themes, certain people are gonna go to different themes with certain different music tastes. You know, whether it's 2000s or alternative, whatever. Yeah. I forgot the question.
The secondhand smoke, and how did you feel about that party? And you know the hype around it.
I'll rate it a 7.
A 7.
Alright.
I think I rate it like as 8. An 8. I think the one thing that got me is the secondhand smoke. I didn't like drink or anything or smoke, and we were in a crowd and just puffs, just
the whole air, and it was outside. Like you had no choice but to
like
breathe that
inhale
in.
that, yeah. And they like gave us both like headaches.
Yeah.
And that's expected, you know. Maybe we're just like dorks.
Maybe. I'm asthmatic, so I don't smoke.
You're gonna start wheezing, coughing, and dying.
But yeah, I went to the second party. I think after that week. Dang, I think I only went to 2. Right? I only went to 2.
Yeah.
The block party. Yeah, I think that was the last one. We had a block party outside.
Oh, you drank. And you had more fun.
Oh my god, don't show this to my mom. Don't show this to my mom. But I feel like she knows what. I drank a little bit. I didn't drink a lot. What?
No.
Okay.
Continue.
I didn't drink a lot. Like I said, I don't like feeling like I can't, like, I'm not in control of myself. So I think I did have more fun. Was it because I feel like it's like, what's the placebo effect? Placebo. Oh my god, placebo effect. Like you think you're having more fun, but you could have more fun like sober. You could have fun sober. But I did have fun when I drank. I was with my friends. They also were drinking. But it's also like this weird thing, like when you realize everyone around you is just like not sober, and that FOMO, like, am I missing out? What?
Did you feel that the first party?
The first party, I think I felt it a little bit, but even the second party, like that realization was there, like, dang, like what are we even doing? It was my main character moment. And even then, I keep doing that. It's the same thing, like where everyone is just standing in their own groups talking, waiting for something to happen. And I feel like we're all people and we all like follow each other, like we were saying, like trends. And we're waiting for someone to start doing something that gets everyone riled up.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, that seems like that's what a party is. Just waiting. Or just going with whatever's going on. That's why people always want to go late. No one wants to be at a party early because they're going based off whatever everyone else is doing.
So, following this conversation, how are you feeling about the next party? The Halloween party, because that's
okay.
Next.
Yeah, I think I will go with you.
Is the hype still there after this conversation, or will it go up? Because you said the themes like make it.
Well, you got me. Okay. I think it'd be fun. Especially because it's like Halloween. I feel like everyone's gonna be all like hyped up, and that makes you like feel that way. I don't know what it is about it, but
the group mentality.
Yeah, literally.
And that plays a part in like drinking as well. The FOMO aspect. You said you felt that, and how did that make you feel in the immediate like moment of the party? Like while you were there, like what feelings like arise at that point?
I guess you feel like the odd one out, and it's like I can't describe it. It literally is like a feeling, like a realization, like
kind of crushed down on you.
Yeah, and it hits you. It's like wow, like, and you're watching, like you watch the party like happen. I think when I was with you, I was definitely having fun, and the music and stuff helped. Like when you're at a party with your significant other, I feel like it's like that's your best friend. Like it should be fun. Like you shouldn't have to it shouldn't have to be like that bad, a negative connotation around it. I feel like I had like a lot of fun. I think I also was like at a certain point I felt like that. I was like, dang, like everyone else is like drinking or whatever it is, or twerking, I don't know. But then we saw the other couples too. It was like two couples around us, and they were like dancing also. And I think that's comforting too. Because of like what we were saying earlier, how people in relationships, like, what are you doing at a party if you're in a relationship? But you can have fun.
So do you think that single side, that more wild side, was like tapping in? Right?
Oh no.
Oh no? Oh. Okay.
I was. Don't get me wrong. I didn't wish I was like there with them.
If the circumstances were different, right? The group mentality again. If you drink, I'm more likely to drink. If I drink, you're more likely to drink, especially since we're in a couple. Since we are a couple. So if that pressure wasn't there from like the significant other of, oh, let's not do this, or oh, let's not, or let's do this, or let's do that, do you think it would be like that?
If it wasn't there?
Because we're looking at it through our lens, we feel left out. Or you may have felt left out because you're watching everyone else who are like more like loose or, you know.
I think, no, I don't feel like restricted or anything. I was like, it's like I keep saying, now you got me saying we're in a couple. We're a couple.
Sorry, I can't speak now.
And I think I'm definitely like secure with that fact and being at a party and everything. I think it's just, maybe it is like being intoxicated that makes everyone like loose or that way. And also I feel like I'm not the most extroverted person. So that also changes in that, like, I feel like people who are introverted feel like they can't have as much fun as people who aren't because they're not like the loudest person in the room or doing like the most. But I want you to answer that question too.
Like the restricted like part. I didn't feel that like at the party. I I feel like that can be like a common theme, like within like relationships, like you feel left out, or like a lot of people, they like say that they feel like left out, even if it's a situation where someone is at home and the other like partner is like there.
Yeah.
You feel like restricted or whatever. But I didn't necessarily feel that. I was having fun. He knew I was having fun. I was about to drag you back there.
Yeah, he was singing City Girls or no, Sexy Red.
So that was the other half. We touched down on homecoming, and we had a lot of similar beliefs, but we had some opposing beliefs as well. This was my other half today.
I had fun. Oh, Destiny. Sorry.
Okay. Take two.
The camera shut off.
This is my other half today.
Oh. Destiny.
And I'm Chase, your host. Thank you for joining the Other Half podcast.